fighting out of the blue corner, wearing gold, trimmed with red and weighing 122 pounds. His professional record, an excellent one, 35 bouts, 33 victories with 29 by knockout and only 2 defeats. From Albuquerque, New Mexico, USA, here is the challenger, former flyweight champion of the world, Danny Kid Dinamita Romero. And his opponent across the ring, fighting out of the red corner, wearing blue trimmed with gold letters, weighing in also at 122 pounds. Also with an excellent professional record, 37 bouts, 35 victories, 18 of those by way of knockout, and only 2 losses. Tonight, he defends his title for the 12th time. Ladies and gentlemen, from Cape Town, South Africa, the defending IBF Junior Featherweight Champion of the World, the Carousel Kid, Vuyani Bungu.
Okay, gentlemen, you've both received your pre-fight instructions. I expect a clean break at all times. Let's have a nice, clean contest. Any questions here? All right, good luck to both of you. Touch them up. Hi.
Danny Romero said to us that what he has to beat tonight is not the style or the strength of Bungu, but his will to win.
All right, clear the ring.
A big order.
Clear the ring.
And Romero's father has told Danny the best way to puncture Bungu's will to win will be with left hooks to the rib cage. At least 3 or 4 good ones per round. He borrows a phrase from George Foreman and says, it's like an investment. I want him to put those body punches in the bank as the fight goes on. Romero comes out trying to start fast, and Bungu immediately rocks him with a right-hand counter, coming up and under.
Bungu's job is going to try to keep this young man contained. Let him try to control that energy. Stay right close to him. Don't give him any kind of courage that he doesn't need in the first few rounds so that he can slow down later on. Romero, he's got to throw a lot of shots, get this guy so behind on points in the first 6 rounds that he has to gamble to win. And we spoke to him earlier today. He didn't seem like the gambling sort, Bungu.
Very calm and quiet in his out-of-the-ring persona. He has an interesting boxing style because he likes to stay close, likes to appear as though he's pressuring you, but he really wants the opponent to lead inside so that he can counter effectively and follow the action at close range.
He's doing a good job of jabbing already to the body. Whenever your guy attacks you, go to his body to make sure those punches, he doesn't have anything in reserve afterwards.
Danny Romero looks strong at 122 pounds, heavily muscled across the chest.
And he's landed 4 or 5 of those body punches that he's put in the bank, but so is Bungu.
And Bungu lands a little short right hand to the nose of Romero in close.
Sometimes it takes a while before a fighter like Romero understands. You don't get hit a lot, but hey, these punches are not going to mean a lot. Stay on your opponent, Bungu. Take this title away from him. That many title fights going the distance. He's not looking for a knockout.
Bungu was able to weather the power of Kennedy McKinney and outbox McKinney twice. McKinney, the man you saw knocking out Junior Jones on the undercard of Prince Nassim Hamed's first appearance in the United States, and another of those on the short list of potential Nassim opponents down the road.
Now Bungu is trying to answer with a little power.
This is good stuff here. Two quick, strong young men testing each other.
Great.
Good right hand by Romero. And then he tried to come up between his gloves with an uppercut.
This is what you got to do when you're fighting an opponent like Bungu. If ever, just like a turtle, he sticks his head out a little bit, you got to do a whole lot to it because he stays right in his defense all the time.
What about banging your gloves against the shell of the turtle, George? Pointless or a good idea?
Well, it's a good idea because as long as you got him in there, he's not going to do anything to you. So you got to keep some punches going with him to keep him bobbing and weaving. He's got excellent balance, Bungu.
Both men scored in round number 1.
How do you feel, champ? Okay? Yeah. Still going fine, okay? But don't stand up first. Go with your punches, okay? Okay? Move. Same angles, okay? Same angles, don't come straight. Because he's trying to load the uppercut, okay? The same way, okay? Yeah.
Okay. Remember, you gotta use your jab, huh? Okay. And then you shoot, throw your shots. Boom, 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 boom. Okay. Okay. Don't go after him with the long right hand yet. Okay. Okay.
Keep working, man.
Okay. Keep working that body, huh? Every chance you get.
Seconds out! Seconds out!
Very active first round. The two punchers combining to throw 178 blows by CompuBox numbers, landing at a similar rate. The man you heard talking in Bungu's corner, his trainer, Vuyani Bungu, has trained 6 different world title holders. Says that in Bungu's little village of East London, virtually every male child at some time or another will try boxing.
Bungu is very solid. Throws his left jab, brings it right back into position. Keeps his hands up. Hard to fight a guy like that. You want to fake him out of position if you can't get anything. Romero hasn't started to do any feinting. Good right hand by Bungu.
Solid right hand lead by Bungu, and now he fires the combination and lands over and underneath. Danny Romero, who threw an uncharacteristically high number of punches in round number 1, a little bit more economical in his output here in round number 2. You heard his father, Danny Romero Sr., asking for the jab, and Danny has worked it a bit in this round.
But he also told him, don't throw the long right hands yet.
Because he wants Bungu to come closer?
Yeah, you should stay a little closer to a guy like this. When you got a guy real conservative like Bungu, got a good experience, stay close to him and make him fight. Don't allow him to box, make him fight.
There was not the long right hand, but a quick right hand by Romero.
It's kind of close, too.
It's been one punch at a time through most of the second round as Vuyani Bungu has elected to keep his distance through this stanza. Could be a compliment to the early power shown by Danny Romero.
Romero is doing a good job of doing some feinting. He's doing it with the feet now, but do something all the time.
Hard right hand to the body by Romero. Bungu not nearly as aggressive as he was in close in round number 1. Left hook to the body by Romero lands underneath Bungu's right elbow. And now Bungu backs Danny up with 3 jabs of his own.
This is what you want him to do. Make him fight. Don't let him stay in there and just box 12 rounds. Make him fight.
First 4-punch combination Romero's been able to get off, and again punctuated it with a left hook to the body. Bungu backs Romero up with the jab.
That's what you want him to do. Start fighting. You take a champion's title, you got to make him fight.
Well, you would imagine that Bungu, who's fought every fight of his career at 122 pounds, would have to think he's stronger than Romero and try to test him with that strength.
Yeah, you would think so, but Romero, of course, this guy's trained with bigger guys all the time.
Well, and he could have been a 122-pound fighter being kept in a 115-pound package long beyond the time when it was healthy for him.
Backwards, okay? How do you feel? We've got to keep him back. We've got to try and push him backwards. Okay? We've got to make those double jab. Okay? Yeah. Double jab and angles. Okay? Yeah. Double jab and change the angles. Okay? Double jab and try the angles. Okay? But we've got to go.
Yeah, well, but keep throwing those 3 shots. He's trying to sneak some shit in, huh? Okay. I'll throw you 3 shots and then work Working with the jab, working with the jab, okay?
Okay.
He's not ready for the big shots yet.
No. Okay.
Okay? He's not ready yet.
Okay.
Let's get him desperate with him.
Early in the round, there was a little bit of a right hand right there on the temple. Good, clean shot from Bungu. Romero took it very well.
Let's go, seconds. Let's go. Come on, let's go. Round 3. Let's go.
Bungu's trainer asking him to double up on the jab.
And to try to push Romero back. I don't think he likes what's happening at this distance they've been fighting at.
Watch your head. Watch your head.
Romero's got to understand that he's the challenger here. He's got to keep this pressure on this guy and take his title. Bungu has got to use his jab to kind of
Good sneak right hand.
Discourage the other guy.
That right hand lead by Romero rocked Bungu back into the ropes.
Right now, it appears that Romero is not only holding his own, but outboxing the boxer.
Stay off the back of the head. Just keep it clean in there.
Now you see the referee bothering with the fighter. You don't want to start early on. This is going to be a long night for Romero.
Nice and clean.
Exchange right hands.
And Bungu backed up. After fighting much more aggressively in the first round, Bungu's body language in rounds 2 and 3 would seem to suggest that he doesn't like the incoming, that he's felt Romero's power and he wants to avoid it. But there he goes, the left hook to the body, yeah.
And a short jolting right back from Romero.
Romero has a bigger upper body. We want to press and lean on this guy.
This is world-class stuff you're watching, folks. Two quick, well-schooled prize fighters.
Well, they're both so quick. It's dazzling to see 3- and 4-punch combinations fired with the rapidity that they can get them off. But it's becoming a tactical battle as Bungu tries to stay away.
As I said earlier, Romero's got to get as many points early on and make his opponent, Bungu, start trying to charge him and take the fight away. He can get a knockout in that way.
And keep Bungu out of the comfort zone where that will to win can become a factor later on.
He doesn't got that much will to win as much as he has skill. This guy's a very skillful fighter. He plans his work, and he seems to be trying to work his plan.
You know, my recollection is when he beat McKinney, particularly the first time, he was a much more mobile fighter, moved in and out. He's now 31 years old, which is not young for a fighter in this low weight class.
Well, here we go with the age stuff.
Romero
31 is over the hill now.
No, it's not over the hill. I'm just saying he doesn't move as much as he used to.
Well, as you get older, you get more confident in your power. You don't need to move.
Meanwhile, a largely tactical third round has been punctuated on at least 3 occasions by sharp Danny Romero right-hand shots. Still to come this evening, Prince Nassim Hamed makes his 2nd appearance in the United States. The first one a smashing success, his 4th round knockout of Kevin Kelly last December in Madison Square Garden. Then in May in Manchester, England, he beat Wilfredo Vasquez, the multiple world champion from Puerto Rico. And now tonight he takes on former Bantamweight titleist Wayne McCullough of Belfast, Northern Ireland, now living in Las Vegas.
But this will always remain home to me. Oh, island in the sun, willed to me by my father's hand. All my days I will sing and praise of your forest rock.
Didn't know the Prince was from Jamaica.
Or that his favorite group was the Ink Spots.
Always been told he was from Sheffield, England. But there they were singing Oh, Island in the Sun.
Couldn't have been talking about Britain.
George? Well, first, George, let's go to Harold Letterman and see how he scores it after 3.
Jim, 3-0, 30-27, Danny Romero. You know, Jim, let's look at the 4 points in which we score a fight. Defense equal, aggressiveness equal, ring generalship. Well, there Danny Romero's winning the fight because he's keeping Bungu right in front of him. Bungu told us he was going to beat Romero by giving him angles. He's standing right in front of Danny Romero. Danny Romero's landing the power shots. So on clean punching and effective aggressiveness and ring generalship, Danny Romero 3-0.
Romero makes certain that he lands the first punch every round. And that guy can't give you many angles in. More your angle is to cover up.
First punch every round. How about the first punch in every exchange, George? He's trying, as good fighters will, to start and finish each exchange.
Put your heads in there.
They've averaged 87 punches apiece through the first 3 rounds. So identical activity levels. The difference is that Romero is landing sharper punches at a higher rate, at least up to round 4.
Short, good right hand.
Yeah.
Good combo.
See, Romero can get in charge here. Once he get ahead on the points, you just wait. You're going to get big shots because the other guy starts to lean in and take chances.
There was a perfect example of what Romero is trying to do. Throw a combination, step back, don't give him a chance to respond if he can. And I think Bungu has some sense now of having to be more aggressive than he normally is. There's a little bit of urgency in his look now, George.
Bungu in round 4 is more like Bungu was in round 1.
Yeah. Romero could have a shutout now. You start following this guy Romero around with that kind of power and with that kind of fearlessness, you're going to get yourself hurt. And that's what Bungu has done. He's gotten himself into a little trap. He's going to have to fight himself out of it and run into this guy's power.
Another good 4-punch combination by Romero, and he steps back away as Bungu looks to answer. Another left hook to the body by Romero as Bungu came in close.
Good right hand by Romero.
Danny is scoring and scoring heavily as round 4 comes to a close. And for the moment, the longtime world champion Vuyani Bungu of South Africa has made a long trip to get himself into some early hot water against Danny Romero.
Bungu's got to gamble now.
Okay. You got to punch in and out, in and out, in and out, in and out, because he's throwing those uppercuts. Okay. Enzo. Okay. You got to punch in and out, Danny, because he can't box. Okay. Every time you jump in and out, but you got to be busy, huh? Okay. And punch coming in and out, because he's throwing those uppercuts at you. I see him doing it. Okay. Okay. In and out, baby, in and out. Okay. But you got to be throwing punches, huh? Okay.
Let him stay on the retreat. As long as he's on the retreat, it's fine, right. Okay? Yeah. You just move out from his punches, and then you go back again, okay? Yeah. Just move out from his punches, okay? And then you go back to again, okay? You've got to keep on moving, okay?
Okay, seconds out.
Bungu told us with amazement that he had a visit with Nelson Mandela and that Mandela served him drinks. Well, he's getting served.
Yeah, you know, this round he was going to land the first punch for a change. Remember, Romero is not going to be the stronger fighter as this fight goes on. He's a good 8 rounds, and then he starts to pace himself too for some reason.
Why do you feel that, George?
Well, he hasn't found out which weight he want to be. He hasn't decided if he want to be a puncher and get a lot of knockouts or be a boxer and win on point. He's young. So those 8th, 9th rounds, they can get away from him. 10th, 11th, 12th.
And you heard Bungu's trainer, Vuyani Bungu, asking his man to do a better job of going back and staying away when Romero wants to attack, and then coming in at those moments when Romero has relaxed his attack. Nice trick if you can do it. Unfortunately, too often in the fight, Bungu has come forward only to be met with an assault by Romero.
And he's doing it real nice now. 1, 2, 3. He steps back and lands 3 shots just like a boxer.
Sounds to me like they both have the same plan, guys. So it's going to be the quicker one who gets it done.
Bungu didn't want to be in a boxing match with Romero. Romero is doing a better boxer now.
Well, I think that would surprise him and maybe even
good right hand by Bungu.
Bungu with a solid right hand shot right up the middle. One benefit Danny Romero expects from moving up to 122 pounds is that his chin, strong at 115, will be even stronger here. And he took Bungu's hard right-hand shot pretty well and lands one over the top himself.
Well, his walking around weight, Romero told us, was 145. Not uncommon for a fighter to be 20 to 30 pounds heavier than his scale weight before the fight.
Bungu does a good job of being aggressive, doesn't throw any shots. He goes left, right, and then looks up at Romero. Left, right, looks up and get hit. You gotta go left, right, and throw 2 or 3 shots.
Bungu reaching and missing with the right hand, lands with the left hook inside. Romero's activity level dropping now as we reach the middle rounds of the fight. No longer throwing 85 or 90 punches around, which is the way he began the action here tonight. On December 8, HBO Sports presents the next edition of Sports of the 20th Century. Sugar Ray Robinson, The Bright Lights and Dark Shadows of a Champion. A documentary tracing the triumphs and tragedies of the boxer most experts still call the greatest pound for pound of all time. Outside the ring, Sugar Ray was a fearless and flashy showman whose final days were marked, sadly, by sickness and poverty. Sugar Ray Robinson, Walker Smith, The Bright Lights and Dark Shadows of a Champion, coming December 8th, only on HBO. Halloween night live in the Atlantic City Convention Center. Later on tonight, all of the outrageous pyrotechnics and theatrics that go with the appearance by Prince Nassim Hamed of Sheffield, England, against Wayne McCullough of Belfast, Northern Ireland. Right now, American Danny Romero trying to become a star at 122 pounds after having left the 115-pound weight class behind and taking on longtime junior featherweight world champion Vuyani Bungu of East London, South Africa. To our lights, early on, it has been Romero who's had the best of it in the first 5 rounds. Round 5, maybe the best round so far for Bungu. And if this bout sees a momentum shift, you could well see Bungu carrying the action for the next 4 or 5 rounds. He's been known to come on in the late rounds and gain ground against his opponents.
Romero, like I said, he just hasn't decided which weight he wants to be and how he wants to be perceived, a puncher or a boxer. That's problems in the latter rounds. I'm wondering how much trouble, how many problems the referee is going to cause for Romero.
Well, he warned him once for holding behind the head. He's about to talk to him about it again. No, he lets him go.
Every time they get some contacts, he screams at Romero. When you start irritating a young fighter like that, you see the house come tumbling down. Referees are real clever like that. If they're not good, they're bad.
Yeah, but George, this is a young fighter who's had 35 fights. Almost as many as Bungu. I mean, he's been around the block a few times, won a couple of titles.
Now you're starting to see more of Bungu's stuff. He crouches like a mongoose, works his way inside, and then tends to leap out with an overhand right or a quick left hook.
If you're going to take a title from someone, Romero's better pick it up and keep it up. You just can't pace yourself. That's what he's doing there. He's taking a break.
Let him go. Step back.
He started toward this mode in round 5. Round 6 has definitely so far been a breather round for Romero in the first 2 minutes. And Bungu,
That's it. Nice and clean.
with a deficit, at least a perceived deficit here at the HBO scoring table on the scorecards, maybe getting a chance to work back into position.
Yeah, the experienced fighter is starting to kind of get the control back again.
No holding, no holding.
Look how Bungu leans forward from the waist the whole fight, George.
Yeah, but his head is about even with his left knee. So that's good. You want to lean forward, but not beyond your knee. Your knee, line up, you get beyond your knee, then you can trip over and get hurt.
Good solid right hand up the middle by Bungu. Lands a little left hook inside. Romero coming back with uppercuts and a left hook to the body.
The Romero left hook is starting to be a slap now, so you don't want to give this veteran a lot of courage.
A last left hook to the cheek to punctuate the round for Danny.
Let's try and make a little quick of it, okay?
Okay.
Let's try and make the rhythm quicker, okay? And we've got to make sure that we come in quick. After combination, we come back quick. Okay?
You don't need to give him so much
Fight is still close, you know?
Okay.
Okay?
Yeah.
We've got to step up.
Now,
We've got to step up.
Ground, understand?
We've got to step up.
Pick it up.
We've got to pick it up.
You have to pick it up.
We've got to pick it up, Dragos. Okay?
Okay, this is round 7, isn't it? Yeah. Okay.
Don't throw one punch. We've got to put 2 combination.
Okay.
Take a deep breath.
Okay, seconds out. Let's go, seconds. Clear ring. Clear ring. Let's go. Round 7. Nice and clean. No holding, no holding. No holding. Keep it clean in there. Nice and clean. No holding, no holding.
No holding, referee.
Hasn't been any holding.
What's he talking about?
What is this referee doing? I told you earlier, they try to go after the young, least experienced fighter and get into their head.
Hard right hand by Romero and a right to the body, and Bungu momentarily stunned as Danny Romero clocked him with that roundhouse right.
Well, Bungu was ordered by his corner to step up the pace, and he stepped right into a couple of good stiff punches.
And that's what you want the veteran to do, step up his pace and start to make mistakes.
So you think that by winning those early rounds, Romero is now making Bungu get out of his natural style, George?
That's right, and even his corner is doing the same thing, step up the pace. And this guy's an ultra calm fighter, Bungu. You don't want to start making him reach beyond that left knee, as Jim said earlier, sticking his head out too far.
Okay, nice and clean, nice and
Harold, how do you have it through 6?
Well, Jim, I think that Bungu's gotten back into the fight. I got it 4-2, 58-56, Danny Romero. For the simple reason that in rounds 5 and 6, Bungu just out-jabbed him and probably won the rounds because he was busier. Danny Romero spent too much time grabbing those trunks trying to pull him up. So Bungu comes back, wins 5 and 6, 4-2, Danny Romero.
I have the same score. I wonder where we're going wrong here, Harold.
Romero started this round with a greater energy level than in rounds 5 and 6 and landed the big right hand that you saw earlier. There's another good right hand shot to the body by Romero. But Bungu has gotten back on the scoreboard in the last 30 seconds or so of the round, landing some jabs, and now that sneaking right hand over the top.
And that's what you want to do to a young fighter like Romero. Every now and then, make him respect you. If he ever decides to unload his real power on this young man, you're going to see Bungu hit the canvas. Right now, for some reason, he's trying to conserve his energy.
No holding, no holding. No holding, no holding.
Bungu, a fighter who's never been knocked out. But Romero is the kind of puncher who's knocked out guys who haven't been knocked out.
That's right, because he's landing good right hands right underneath that left jab of Bungu that makes him hesitant about throwing that jab.
Nice and clean. Watch your head.
Good.
Good left hook to the body.
That's what you want your young fighter to do. Don't stand back and respect this veteran too much. Take over.
Sharp right hand inside by Bungu, but only after Romero had landed a three-punch combination.
Romero stepped it up just as well.
You got to step it up on him, huh? With those combinations. You got to step up the combinations. Okay. You got to step up the combinations.
He's slowing down.
Okay? Okay. You got to keep it up with him. Don't get wide, man, because you had him going. When you throw those combinations and he steps back, you just keep stepping in on him, huh?
Okay, he's starting to slow down.
Okay.
I feel him now.
Dan, you got to keep stepping that up on him, huh?
Okay.
Don't let him get ahead on points.
Okay.
That's what he's trying to do.
Okay. Step out, Dan. Okay. Come on.
With combos.
Okay.
Side to side on him, huh?
Okay.
Side to side.
Okay.
Here you see some very good work by both fighters, but particularly Romero. Good shot to the body, sets it up with a right hand.
Okay, seconds out. All right, let's clear the corner. Clear the corner. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Get out. Let's go.
Two good two-punch combinations, body and head.
And in round 7, Romero seemed to reverse the momentum. Certainly in terms of CompuBox numbers, he did. He landed 34 of 69 punches in that last round. You can see that Harold Letterman agrees that Romero won the 7th. Drama building.
Bungu want to keep his title. He better get aggressive. He better stay aggressive for the next few rounds. Sitting back waiting for this guy is not going to work. He seemed to think, I'm going to duck first, and then I'm going to throw a punch. You got to throw a punch and then duck.
Keep him up.
Fighting out of what amounts to a crouch. Gives Danny a chance to punch down at him, and Romero has enjoyed throwing the right hand over the top to take advantage of this angle.
Bungu throws good combinations, but he just doesn't seem to throw them with the intent of doing harm. You got to mean it.
Romero committing to the body shots, as you can see.
He's committing to the power also. He's trying to hurt someone.
Good idea.
And Bungu should do the same thing. Throw the shot. Hey, I want to take you out with this. Good combinations by Romero. He stood right in the...
Found the target with the left hook.
Stayed right on his pivot.
And you can see Bungu reaching and hitting air as Romero backs up at just the right moment. So Danny Romero had such a good rhythm in the first 3 rounds, seems to have found it again now in rounds 7 and 8.
Stop wrestling in there. Let's step back. No holding in there.
You see?
No.
You got to have a swift corner man to tell the referee to keep his hand off your fighter's chest. You push your guy over and over, round after round, it's like a punch in his chest.
Romero so far ignoring referee Rudy Battle, keeping his attention focused on Vuyani Bungu.
Yeah, that's up to your corner. Your corner's supposed to do this.
Bungu lands a left and a right inside, but his punches don't have the same snap, the same heavy power that Danny Romero has been able to bring to his.
Bungu is trying to load up every now and then, but not with the intent.
Johnny Tapia, it seems, is a much more difficult opponent for Romero because of his quicker movement in and out and quicker hands.
Still to come, the pocket rocket, Wayne McCullough. An Ulster Protestant, born in Belfast, now lives in Las Vegas, won a silver medal fighting for the nation of Ireland, or Northern Ireland, I should say, at the 1992 Olympic Games. And there is his wife, Cheryl, who is also his manager, and their daughter, born 7 months ago. March of this year. We mentioned both McCullough and his opponent tonight, Prince Nassim Ahmed, have become fathers this year.
got him.
Well, we need
The daughter
okay?
stands up well to the shadow boxing.
Okay.
Okay, I'm
Seconds out.
That's a much better round. That's what you
Let's
gotta
go.
do, baby.
Round 9. Keep it
Round
clean,
9 of the
keep it clean.
scheduled 12.
That's it.
World Junior Featherweight Championship fight. Titleist Vuyani Bungu in the blue trunks against challenger Danny Romero in the gold. Romero's colors of gold and red from the state flag of his beloved New Mexico.
Bungu is starting to get aggressive now, so that means Romero can land some better shots.
Suddenly Bungu comes out in the 9th, firing from all angles.
Bungu is desperate.
So Romero gets a look and looks for opportunities to measure the man. Danny, still concentrating on the body where plausible to do so, has landed a lot of solid rights and lefts to the body.
Let him go. You're holding and hitting. Step back. Step back. Get off it.
In your day, George, did referees comment as much about what was going on?
This referee is doing a terrible job of agitating Romero. He's doing a terrible job. He reaches out with his hand. He tells him, don't hold. Whenever he's, I don't know why, but this is a terrible job.
Watch the head.
Now he can't even bob and weave.
Watch the head.
Well, I think he's giving fair warning to both fighters because they're both coming in to watch their heads.
Step back.
You see how long his hand is on Romero's chest?
Stays there for a while. No
Yeah,
question.
you watch these things. I've been there, done that.
Referee Rudy battle. Third man in the ring. And the noise you hear from the crowd, that's the Prince Nassim Hamed cheering section. They're just making noise to get themselves ready for what comes next.
Bungu should be getting aggressive. He's waiting around. He's going to lose his title.
Step back. Step back. Go ahead
And you saw Danny Romero chase Bungu into the ropes and then unload the right hand.
Nice and clean. No hold. No hold. Get off. Get off. Get off. No hold. No hold.
Good uppercut by Bungu. Romero landed a left hook.
No wrestling.
Larry Merchant mentioned in the last round, Romero had a lot more difficulty, or seemed to have more difficulty, fighting against Johnny Tapia. Tapia, in a more upright stance, was able to see Danny better and moved quicker to angles at which Danny couldn't effectively attack him. Bungu tends to stay right in front of Romero, which is a big help to Danny. But Bungu lands a hard punch there, and he wouldn't land those kinds of hard shots if he weren't standing in there to do it.
We want the same thing again. Keep on
See how you're busting him up over there?
And then close range, he cannot do anything, okay?
Deep breath,
You've got to give him all over. Whether you're close range or the outside, give it to him, okay?
Deep breath.
Give him one. Give him one.
Take a breath. What's behind that chair? Step in all the time.
Early in the round, Bungu set the pace for the round with that sharp, heavy right hand.
Around too much and not punching.
Looked like he won that round.
He's trying to time you on.
He is.
Yeah. Come on, he's coming on, guy.
Okay, seconds out. Clear the corners. Clear the corners. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go.
So Danny Romero goes past the 9th round for the 6th time in his career. Vuyani Bungu goes past the 9th round for the 19th time in his career. Bungu having won 17 of the 18 times he's gone this far. Romero 4 for 5. In round 9, Danny Romero's punch output dropped to 62 punches. He's been throwing more than 80 per round. Harold Letterman, how do you have it through 9?
Jim, 6 rounds to 3, 87-84, Danny Romero. Jim, it's just a matter of what you like, power or speed. And so far, I like Danny Romero's power. Just as you called it, Vuyani Bungu right in front of Danny Romero all night, fighting Danny Romero's fight, not giving him any angles. When Danny Romero opens up, he wins every round.
I must say I'm a little surprised at how solid and strong Romero looks at this weight, having fought most of his fights at 115 and even at 112 pounds.
All right, break out. Stop punching. Stop punching. Step back. Box.
Makes you wonder if Romero didn't do himself a disservice lingering as long as he did at the lower weight class to finally get the meeting against his hometown rival Johnny Tapia, also of Albuquerque. So many people in Albuquerque, and indeed the whole state of New Mexico, wanted the fight to take place. Maybe it was a little bit unnatural for Romero to be trying to fight him at that weight at that time in his career.
Bungu should gamble just a little bit now. Just wade in there for a round or two and try to hurt Romero.
I think it's time to point out that of the three officials, one is from the three judges, one is from South Africa, one I believe is from Albuquerque, and one is from New Jersey. The New Jersey judge may decide who wins this fight.
You think he's the swing vote?
Yep.
No holding, no holding. All right, break. Let him go. Stop punching in there. Stop punching. Get off me.
You say that Bungu has to take chances, George.
Yeah, he's got to gamble a little bit. You just can't let a guy come in and just steal your title like that.
And how difficult is it for a guy who has succeeded through 11 consecutive title defenses to be convinced that he's in trouble at this stage?
Yeah, it's going to be rough.
Well, not only that, but won those defenses defensively.
Keep it clean. Get off me.
Bungu doing nothing in particular to increase the rhythm in round number 10.
Let him go.
After he had a good round in the 9th, he seems to have receded just a little bit in the 10th. And Danny Romero with the luxury once again of being selective in this round.
No hitting on a break. Step back. Step back.
10 rounds in the books. Turn to HBO on November 17 for the next edition of Real Sports with Bryant Gumbel. Among the stories to be featured, a look back at the 1958 NFL Championship game between the Colts and the Giants and its sudden death impact on professional football. A candid interview with John Daly, and a story of obsession, perseverance, pain, and victory about the athletes who compete in 100-mile ultra-marathon foot races. Real sports, where nothing is out of bounds.
Okay. How you feel? Take a deep breath.
Good.
Deep breath.
He's trying to block everything.
I know. Come on. Come on. He's trying to block everything, but Danny, you gotta make sure that you're throwing those combinations at him, huh?
Okay.
Don't limit yourself to one shot. You're not gonna knock him out.
Let's go bigger. How do you feel, okay? Let's go bigger.
Let's go. Clear the ring. Stay back.
Romero looks pretty fresh after 10 rounds to me,
Round
George.
11. Nice and clean.
He's
nice
respected
Watch your heads in
Bungu.
there. Watch your head. Watch your head.
Stayed back and conservative, kept some respect. Maybe he was convinced that he can't knock him out.
Quick little right inside for Bungu. In the last round, Bungu's punch output dropped to 68. Romero threw 91 as he stepped up the energy level. It's been a seesaw battle in terms of punch stat numbers and the energy output of each fighter from round to round. Early rounds belong to Romero.
The referee tells Romero don't hold, so he steps back and the guy hits him.
Nice and clean. Nice and clean.
You really have it in for this referee.
No, I have it in for any referee that bugs boxers, man. You've got to be able to go 5, 10 rounds, see how hard it is, and then have someone coaching on the side telling you what you can do before you do
All right,
it.
that's a legitimate inside the ring point of view. You've been there.
And there's no way you can train for some foolishness like
I
that.
said nice and clean.
I said nice and clean. What would he tell Joe Frazier?
No, who cares what he thinks if it's nice and clean?
Can you imagine someone telling that Philadelphia fighter, watch your head for 10 rounds?
Get off me. All right, break. Let him go. Stop punching in there. Step back. Step back. Step back. Nice and clean.
What you're saying is, what if he wants to be rough? This is a rough sport.
This is a rough sport. This isn't anything that you can just say, step back and...
Nice and clean.
Yeah, quarterback, go out for the touchdown. Now, when Bungu throws a shot, he doesn't tell him to be nice and clean.
Round 11 of what has become a tactical boxing match between Vuyani Bungu and Danny Romero.
Romero is starting to sit there a little, standing in one spot, catching a few shots himself.
All right, break your hand. Let him go. Step back. That's it. Nice.
I mean, when you start screaming nice and clean, that means you're trying to tell a guy which kind of fight he can fight in this ring. Doesn't benefit Romero to be boxing.
Danny Romero staying right with the champion.
Sharp right hand by Romero. Bungu left himself open for it. And Romero punctuates round 11 with a couple of combinations. Not much landed, but again, the difference in energy level visible there.
Last round. Last round. Give me the towel, man.
We hit him one. Finish with that hook, huh? And keep him straight down the middle. That jab is boom, 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 boom. Okay. Boom, 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 boom. Okay. He's gonna come out hard, Danny. He's gonna come out hard.
Okay. Him and 10 and give him uppercut and right hook every time.
We've got to step in. Give him we've got to step in all the time. Okay, give him more that.
Come on, you've been working. Come on. Come on. He's gonna come out hard, huh? Don't come out. Nothing lazy. Nothing lazy. Come on.
10-0.
You got we need this round.
Okay, 2 times.
So now, 12 of Vuyani Bungu's last 13 fights have gone into the 12th round. 11 of the preceding 12 having gone the entire 12-round distance. And no indication that this one is going to do anything but finish out and go to the scorecards.
Bungu has been there before, so he realizes that this round could be very important.
Let him go. Step back.
Romero better not try to coast.
Bungu begins the 30 seconds, the first 30 seconds of round 12 with another of his energy bursts, firing 3 and 4 punch combinations and taking the initiative away from Danny as the last round begins. Right hand lands flush for Bungu. Misses with that one. Romero on the defensive now.
Got a left hook in. Bungu is aggressive enough. He can steal a few rounds from you like...
Yeah, but he doesn't have a few rounds, George. He's got this round.
Well, I don't care how far you think you are ahead. It's always a good idea to come out and win the last round. And right now it is Bungu who's doing it, and Danny is not.
That's
absolutely, and he's the champion, and he might have gotten the benefit of the doubt in some of those early close rounds that we gave to Romero.
So the first minute and a half of the 12th round definitely belonged to Vuyani Bungu. And indeed, if the scoring is close, not out of the question at all,
it's
that
close.
could turn out to be a big factor.
And you've got a champion who's gone the distance a few times, pull out these victories, so the judges judge him according to what he's done. He has done.
They're nodding. The judges at this moment are nodding and saying, yep, the champion knows what to do.
Yeah. You got to take a title from the champion. You just can't sit there.
Good right hand by Romero in that exchange.
If I were Danny Romero's trainer, I'd be screaming at him to throw combinations right now.
Well, as soon as he steps forward, the referee tells him to keep it clean.
Well, this is 12 hard rounds, and you can't do everything you want to do.
Let him go. You're holding. Step back. Step back.
Very intense. Not high in drama. except to all of the people directly and emotionally involved.
Bungu is a very solid fighter. No matter what you do to him, he comes right back, he gets in position and try to get you and pay you back for it.
Well, life has landed harder punches on Bungu than any fighter ever will. So to him, it's just a matter of sticking with his daily work. This is all he does. He boxes. He stays in the gym. He's held his title for a long time, and he came here planning to keep it. Danny Romero had other ideas. We'll find out in a moment how the judges saw it.
I thought Romero won the fight, but there is room for disagreement.
I thought Romero won the fight, but I'd be disappointed if I were in his corner that he didn't close the deal.
Yeah, he was fighting for a title, and he coasted a few rounds when he should have been aggressive. He tried to hold something back as though he had tomorrow.
Harold Letterman, what's your final scorecard look like?
I also agree. I thought Danny Romero won the fight. 115, 113, 7 rounds to 5, Danny Romero. Vuyani Bungu won those last 2 rounds, Jim, because he was in better condition. He just kept throwing punches, backing Danny up. Danny looked like a guy that was out of gas after the 9th. So certainly Bungu did win 11 and 12, but he ran out of rounds, couldn't keep up, couldn't catch up, rather. So Romero still had 7 rounds in the back. Romero should get this decision. Incidentally, you can't tell a referee to shut up. To the best of my knowledge, there's no rules against noisy referees, so Romero was stuck with him. That's it.
There should be a rule against coaching referees.
When you rule the world, George, and someday you will.
I'd have that Rudy battle at my house. That referee, he wouldn't be allowed to have cheese on his burger. Just the burger, though.
You wouldn't make him eat a veggie burger?
Oh, no, he's not that cruel.
I'd be surprised if we didn't have a split decision.
Yeah, it would go to the champion then, wouldn't you think?
No idea, George. Whatever happens, Danny Romero gave everything he had and gave a good account of himself.
Michael Buffer's got the numbers. Let's go.
Ladies and gentlemen, by way of Bally's Park Place, Atlantic City, we go to the scorecards. John Riley scores the bout 114 to 114. He has it even. Lulani Mitaya scores the bout 117 to 112. James Ash scores it 115 to 114 for the winner by majority decision, and still IBF Junior Featherweight Champion of the World, the Carousel Kid, Vuyani Bungu.
A dejected Danny Romero walks around the ring, wonders what more he could have done. Some of us are wondering the same thing.
And we'll take a look at the final punch stat numbers, and you can see that by CompuBox numbers, Romero landed more punches, Bungu threw more, Romero landing at a higher statistical rate. One scorecard was even, one scorecard had a 1-point margin in favor of Bungu. I can't help but look back at those 11th and 12th rounds and wonder what might have been for Danny Romero. So Vuyani Bungu successfully defends his world championship at 122 pounds for the 12th time, and Danny Romero misses a big opportunity to try to get into the Prince Naseem Hamed sweepstakes. That's where the money is. That's where the action is at 126 pounds and the surrounding weight classes of 122 and 130. And one of the elements, of course, which has made Prince Naseem the marketing linchpin for all 3 of those weight classes is his outrageous and incomparable ring entrance. Right now, we look back at the genesis of the one element of the Prince's game for which you either